podcast. Behind the scenes of tonight's episode, available Wednesday in the Dateline feed, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll see you again next Friday at 9, 8 Central. I'm Lester Holt. For all of us at NBC News, good night.
KUAM TV8, first on Guam.
Half a day, I'm Mitsuki Hirayama. You're watching KUAM News Weekend Edition. Thanks for joining us. Biba Mes Chamorro. A viral video captures the moment a former Chamorro language teacher from Southern High School is arrested for attempting to meet with what he thought was a 14-year-old boy. 35-year-old Gregorio Eckley was arrested in Orange County, California through the help of People vs. Preds, an organization that poses as minors online to catch child predators.
Hey, who you here to meet, bro?
This video posted online captures the moment a suspected child predator with connections to Guam is arrested by Orange County sheriffs.
Hey, you here to meet a 14-year-old boy today? Hey, are you a teacher? Are you a teacher? Oh, a former teacher?
35-year-old Gregorio Eckley is a former Chamorro language and culture teacher at Southern High School. The arrest was coordinated by People vs. Preds, a private group that pose as minors on the internet to catch alleged predators. We spoke with the guy behind the camera, who were only identifying as being with the organization.
My organization puts fake accounts on the internet and we pose as children. So people reach out to us and we let them know that we're underage pretty shortly into the conversation, and the conversation continues or it doesn't continue. In this situation, the conversation obviously continued, which allowed Gregory to get arrested.
According to screenshots of the chat log posted online, Eckley was allegedly aware that the boy he was attempting to meet up with was only 14 years old. Eckley allegedly planned to meet him at a parking lot of a supermarket in San Clemente, California, where he was apprehended by police.
The police were great in this scenario. They came and arrested him, and he went to jail.
On February 22nd, Eckley was arrested on suspicion of attempting to contact a minor with intent to commit offense, but he was released from custody less than a week later.
I don't think the Orange County DA's office filed charges, unfortunately. This is something that is out of my control, unfortunately. The evidence is definitely solid, and the Orange County DA's office will need some pressure from the community in order to know why they aren't filing charges in a timely manner for someone that wanted to harm a child.
He says the mission behind People vs. Preds is to spread awareness and keep kids safe from online predators. The high number of sexual assault cases against children on Guam remains alarming, so much so that a criminal justice class at the University of Guam researched the problem to find a way to prevent the abuse and protect the youth. Nick Delgado has a story.
Rape, molestation, sexual abuse, all crimes continuously making its way through the judicial system on Guam.
And so we noticed that from the numbers, there was actually a really high concentration of sexual assault cases. And at the time, the numbers generally around 900. But when we were looking at the concentration of sexual assault cases, we noticed that a lot of the numbers were towards minors.
Zia Sandoval is with the University of Guam's Criminal Justice Capstone LW480. She, along with her peers, getting data from the Sex Offender Registry and reaching out to the Judiciary of Guam. The class finding that most of the victims average around age 14.
We thought, why are the numbers so high?
Sandoval, who plans to use her degree to go into criminal profiling and look into the motive of those that break the law, says they started researching further.
My thoughts on this in one word: reality-check.
I would describe this as tragic.
It's shocking to understand and learn about how some of the victims have to, really look and search for these services that we provide.
It's shocking.
Heartbreaking.
And one problem they realized:
some people just they've never been exposed to Western values. So when I was talking to Senator Barnes about this project and the data, One thing that she had to add was there's quite a few places in Micronesia that still they have high rates of domestic abuse because of the gap between genders and the superiority of men over females in certain societies.
Sandoval noting their findings showed that age of consent differs elsewhere.
Guam is not the only place where we're struggling with high concentrations of low age of consent really affecting us. But it's also just a matter of we need to start telling people like, hey, this is happening. And another thing too, that there are services that can really help people.
This led the group to Vero, victims advocates reaching out to get involved in outreach.
Not to say that we're bashing these cultures, but just to say that, hey, these numbers are high because people aren't understanding that things work a little bit differently here to protect children in particular.
Her class recently sharing that outreach during UOG's Charter Day event.
A lot of people don't actually know that these resources exist. Just a little bit of awareness can really help with that one step towards prevention.
Awareness to protect the youth and prevent others from becoming victims of sexual assault. Nick Delgado, KUAM News.
Could some Head Start centers across the island's public schools be facing closures? That may be the case as low enrollment in some service areas persist.
Changes may be on the horizon for the Guam Department of Education's Head Start program as officials work to address persistent low enrollment at certain schools. The program's Policy Council approving a proposal to adjust service areas in response to these challenges. Head Start Director Angelina Lapay informing the Guam Education Board that maintaining the required enrollment percentage is crucial, as falling below the threshold risks corrective action, potential enrollment cuts, and federal funding reductions. Lapay and her team have been closely monitoring schools struggling with recruitment, particularly BP Carbolito and Harry S. Truman Elementary.
We've had an average of 12 students every month since the beginning of school year at Carbolito, which is only 60% of the total enrollment. At Truman, we've had an even lower percentage. The average has been 7 per month, and we're funded for 18 slots there.
And despite outreach efforts, advertising, and transfer encouragement, enrollment numbers remain low. To address this, Lapay proposing key changes, closing the afternoon session at Carbolito while opening a second classroom at Finagatan Elementary, an area with consistently high demand and a lengthy wait list.
So we've had for many, many years enough students to open a second center there. I've had preliminary discussions with the principal, and she has identified a classroom that is close to our playground and meets our requirements.
Further recommendations include closing the center at Truman Elementary while ensuring playground improvements continue should Santa Rita's student population grow.
In place of Truman, our recommendation is to open a second classroom at Emi Lujan. Emi Lujan has also been a village that has an extensive wait list for many years. They've had enough to do 2 classrooms.
Additionally, with Chief Brody Elementary's upcoming closure, there's a proposal to establish a second center at Juanam Guerrero and a new center at Timuning Elementary.
If that is approved by the board, then what we will do is write the memo to procurement to authorize the transfer of the playground that's supposed to be installed at Chief Brody will now be installed at Timuning.
A Department of Corrections captain accused of mishandling contraband and insubordination is fighting adverse action taken against him. DepCorp Captain Franklin Santos is appealing his 5-day suspension without pay before the Civil Service Commission. Last June, officers found 4 packs of cigarettes and wrappers thrown over the perimeter buffer zone area at the prison. Documents state Santos took the contraband out of the facility and put it in his vehicle rather than handing it in as evidence. DepCorp leaders contend Santos abused his position of trust and violated prison security policies, adding that holding on to the evidence of a crime is criminal under Guam law and that his actions and behavior were unprofessional and unbecoming. DepCorp Director Fred Bordalio tells KUAM, quote, "The adverse disciplinary process connected to this case was done in the most firm, fair, and professional manner." He adds, "I have consulted with our legal representative from the Office of the Attorney General's, and I'm confident that the Civil Service Commission members will be attentive to the legal position of the Department of Correction that the Department of Corrections presents, as opposed to the Department of Corrections Captain Frank Santos, who is challenging the adverse action given. Santos is back on duty. His appeal continues to make its way to the Civil Service. During a Committee on Rules meeting Thursday, the agenda was set for the first working session of the 38th Guam Legislature to include 10 bills. Among the bills up for discussion, Senator Vince Borja's proposal to allocate $5.7 million in supplemental funding for the University of Guam, as officials warned the school could run out of money by July. Also on the agenda, Senator Sean Gumatau's bill to establish a line-of-duty death benefit for public safety and law enforcement officers, along with the development of administrative rules and regulations. In addition, lawmakers will review one resolution and 14 appointments. Session is scheduled for March 24 at the Guam Congress Building. The Pago Bay encampment cleanup has been an ongoing effort, and now, after weeks of hard work, the transformation is complete. Government agencies, community groups, and volunteers came together to clear the area of junk vehicles, white goods, and trash, leaving behind a revitalized space. Jonigan Charfres has been following the story.
It was a project that required teamwork, dedication, and sacrifice, and now the Pago Bay encampment cleanup is officially complete. Spearheaded by the Department of Parks and Recreation Park Police with major support from the Island Beautification Task Force, State Clearinghouse, Chalampago and Zotnya Mayor offices, Department of Agriculture, Guam Environmental Protection Agency, Bureau of Statistics and Plans, Department of Corrections, Department of Public Works, Pago Bay Homeowners Association, TOGI, Guam National Guard Talent Task Force, and the Division of Homelessness and Poverty Prevention. The effort removed tons of waste and restored the area to its natural beauty. Park Police Chief Joey Terlahi took a moment to recognize the dedication of everyone involved in a message. He described the sight of so many agencies coming together as truly inspiring. He extended special thanks to Governor Lou Leon Guerrero and Lieutenant Governor Joshua Tenorio for their support, as well as DPR Director Angel Soblan and Deputy Director Warren Pelletier for their guidance. Terlahi acknowledged the time and sacrifices made to complete this effort, expressing his heartfelt gratitude to everyone who played a role in making it happen. For those involved, the reveal is proof that change is possible and that keeping Guam beautiful takes a unified effort. What was once an illegal dumping ground is now a revitalized space for the community. And as officials emphasize, keeping it that way will take ongoing effort from everyone. Jonigan Charfres, KUAM News.
From groundbreaking scientific discoveries to advancing tech, the world is changing fast, and at Jose Rios Middle School's 47th Annual Science Fair, students are proving they're ready to be part of that change. Nevaeh Anderson has more.
STEM subjects are shaping the future, but how do we inspire the next generation of scientists and forward thinkers? At Jose Rios Middle School's 47th Annual Science Fair, nearly 100 students stepped up to explore the world of science. As theories evolve, technology advances, and new discoveries are made, teachers continue to push students to pursue their ideas. And SBA President Sydney Matinonia was inspired by her own study habits.
I obviously need to do my own studies outside of school, and I would usually listen to music. And then I wondered, should I be listening to music? So that inspired my question. Yes, I found out that it was harder to concentrate, and it's better without it.
Students also gained valuable experience in public speaking and confidence building.
I usually do the science fair to help me get out my comfort zone and present, so I have an audience, so that when I go to high school, it's easier to do it in front of my classmates.
And for science teacher Bonifacio Obano, the science fair is more than just a competition. It's preparation for the future.
We've always been working hard on getting these kids to do for the future. Right? We're looking at the workforce. What do they need?
He believes events like these encourage students to take action.
Doing the real world activity, right? And this is the real world activity. And I'm just hoping in my heart that they too can realize that life is not just sitting around and hoping that something lands on our lap and enjoy it. It's doing something is more satisfying than just doing nothing.
With curiosity as their guide, these students are already thinking like scientists, asking questions, testing ideas, and discovering answers. Some may even take their projects to the island-wide science fair at UOG, proving that the future of STEM on Guam is full of bright minds and bold ideas. Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.
And now to business headlines, as 3/4 of a century is a long time and a lot can change over that period. But for one local company that's celebrating 75 years of service to the community, they haven't altered who they are or how they keep their customers happy.
As our island began the back half of the 20th century, a pioneering company was founded. In 1950, Jones and Guerrero created the J&G Thrift Market downtown, eventually expanding to 5 island-wide supermarkets and ultimately renaming to J&G Payless Supermarkets in 1955.
As a locally owned company rooted in Guam, the Holiday spirit is at the heart of our mission, and that truly is who we are. When you walk into our store, you see signs that say Mailahalam. If you look at some of the architecture, the signs that are in Chamorro, this truly is representative of our culture and who we are. And the Holiday spirit is what is part of our mission statement that we want to share with our island community.
In 1985, Calvo Enterprises acquired the Payless stores and the former Safeway supermarket at the Micronesia Mall. Payless has always provided quality meats, produce, baked goods, seafood, veggies, and much more, with neighborhood stores in Jigo, Dedido, Oka, Sinahanya, Mangilao, Maiti, and Sumai.
The one thing that I think Payless has done very well is actually stay true to our core, business model, right? You need clean stores. You need people to service the customer's needs. You need to make sure what you're putting out on the shelf is the best quality product you can get anywhere, right? Those are things that are non-negotiable. Those are things we don't change. We don't, we're hitting that one out of the park, and we continue to do so, and we need to make sure that we, stay on top of that.
The company's also modernized both its storefront and its operations to cater to the fast-paced needs of the modern shopper with innovative ways to order, check out, and take care of your family.
The COVID period was a prime example of how we needed to pivot and reassess our business. And actually that catapulted us into the online business. We had thought about it, but then we went into full gear in planning our website for online ordering.
We did our super drug, we've done our floral shop, we've introduced partners from the outside, be it Infusion, be it Market Deli, be it Tokyo Mart, one of our competitors,
So happy 75 years, Payless. Sidus Masi.
Stick around, we have more coming up on Weekend Edition. You're watching KUAM.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
At the heart of Guam, there's one place where everyone comes together. Kmart, your American superstore, celebrating 30 years with you. To our brave service members, enjoy a special military discount every day as our thanks. To our local community, we've grown with you, bringing trusted brands at prices you love. This season, celebrate with us. From fiestas to family gatherings, we're your one-stop shop. Since 1995, we've grown with you. Here's to 30 years of memories, savings, and the spirit of Guam. Kmart, where everyone is family.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa, you can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
In Myville, brought to you by Pepsi.
Happy day, I'm Jen. Welcome to Village Pantry. Let's check it out. This April, we're gonna be 13 years. So we opened in 2012. For evolving, we really tried to switch out the products, go with the trends, and really listening to what the customers want. I feel like it really boils down to the relationships we built with our customers. We really help out in the community by donating to the mayor's office, to the Attica school here. In the morning, we have chicken kelaguen. We have the breakfast items. The customers really go crazy over that. It's empty right now because they really line up for that thing early in the morning.
In Myville, brought to you by Pepsi.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Superspeed your life with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet. Get symmetrical upload and download speeds up to 5 gigs. Get started with Fiber 500 at $145 a month, Fiber 1 gig at $215 a month, or Fiber 5 gig at $299 a month. Plus, get 2 SuperPod 6Es with any plan, and a free EcoFlow River 3 and bonus welcome kit with 1 gig and 5 gig plans. Experience tomorrow's islands today with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet.
Beyond the Game is presented by Gatorade.
All right, half a day, everybody. I'm Jason Salas, your 671 sports nerd, back in Steel Athletics, the home where champions are made, and I have with me the one and only JJ Ambrose back on Guam. So you may notice a haircut because he is back from serving our country. Superman, businessman, family man, and now serviceman. So JJ, first of all, thank you for your service, man.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Okay.
It's always been a long time dream of mine to sign up for the Army, but I didn't have the opportunity till I was a little bit later in life, you know, having kids and opening up the gym. But finally, my wife gave me the go-ahead, and I was allowed to sign up last year.
Yeah, before you enlist, you got to make sure with the wife it's okay.
Yeah, it was
Shout out
huge.
to Francesca.
Yeah, my wife's the soldier because, you know, like I obviously left her behind with 3 daughters, the gym, her full-time job, you know, in addition to Fruits, you know, that we just opened up in Agate.
Yep.
I left her with all this baggage. Meanwhile, all I had to do was focus in on being a good soldier. So I mean,
okay, now I don't want to bury the lead at all, JJ, and everything. Like, again, you've got a beautiful wife, lovely children. You know, you've got a wonderful career. You've done so many CrossFit competitions. You train. You've done MMA. Why the hell would you do that to yourself?
Yeah, I just felt like I owed it to my country. You know, I've been so inspired over the years by our service members that walk into this gym. My sister Terry, she's also in the United States Navy. You know, so I come from like this background where like I've always been inspired and I take inspiration from the military. I felt like I needed to give back, and then unfortunately / fortunately, during a war, I saw the National Guard deploy, and you know, helping all these people out. You know, I did my part in my head anyway at the time, where I was raising money for relief. But I saw these men and women out there during the storm, helping people, flipping cars back over, providing relief to people that were their houses are basically submerged, you know, down in pneumatic.
Mm-hmm.
It was really bad. But I saw that and I was like, man, that's what I got to do. It's not, you know, going to war essentially, but it's definitely defending this island that,
pretty much has given me everything. You know, it gave me my wife, my life, and you know, just gave me a better lifestyle all around, you know, since I moved here.
And that's so on point with your character and who you are as a man, because you're like, okay, I see a need, I'm going to get directly involved. You know, like anybody can just cut somebody like a check or just, which is totally cool, and just say like, you know, I support you and everything like that. You actually got directly involved, enlisted, went through basic training, and you know, I saw the Corps, the Blue Corps, and now you're a member of the United States Army Infantry. Those guys are hard.
Yeah, you know, like the training that we did out there was really hard. I mean, I've spent more time in the forest in 6 months than I did my entire life. So, you know, learning how to camp out properly, start a fire, do all the things. You know, I'm really good on the mats and the cage, but now I'm actually pretty good with an M4 as well. So trying to get more well-rounded in how I fight.
There you go. JJ's always had our back, and now he is protecting us like as a member of the infantry. And that's not the ultimate goal, because you have said even before you went out for training, JJ, that you want to be a member of the U.S. Army Rangers. That is some of the most difficult military training on earth.
It really is. You know, not only the training itself, but the sleep deprivation and the calorie deficit that they put you in. It's something that, you know, like I feel like I have to do because of the challenge. You know, it's like there's always another mountain to climb, and I think that Ranger School for me is going to be the next mountain.
And you're not just making weight for a big heavyweight fight like in MMA and everything like that. In these cases, yeah, you're going with days without sleep, days without food, and you still got to keep a clear mind to get the job done.
Right. You know,
how are you changing your mindset?
It's the opposite with MMA. You know, like we do go into a calorie deficit, but you know, rest and recovery is one of the most important things in addition to the training. So in Ranger School, it's like how well can you fight when you're on 0 hours of sleep and 2 MREs in a day.
And also on brand with who you are again, and JJ the person. Make sure to follow him on Instagram, everybody. The journey continues, and he and his wife and his family are documenting it. But 2 parts of the Ranger Creed is Rangers lead the way and never leave a man behind.
That's right.
That is absolutely who you are too. I've known you for many, many years, and I stand by that. That is who you are.
Yeah, that is the way. You know, it's funny that you say that, because I always will say that about Steel, is that we have to be the ones leading the way, because if not us, then who?
You turned 38 during basic training.
I did.
Yeah, even the recruiters, your fellow members of your graduating class. I'm sure you were much older than some of the instructors who were like busting your butt every day.
It's crazy because, you know, I'm sleeping in the same bay as 58 other kids. I say kids because, you know, they're anywhere from 18 to 25. They had a couple 30-year-olds, but no one was as old as me in the company. You know, out of 250 trainees, I was the oldest one. And even the cadre, the senior drill sergeants, you know, they're closer to my age than anybody else. But the, you know, like I'd be getting screamed at as a platoon by a 28-year-old staff sergeant, and you know that was odd. You know, like, hey, I'm older than you. Like,
do you ever want to call them out to like say, let meet me in the mat? We'll be in the octagon.
I mean, I would have loved to have done combatives with drill sergeants. You know, just to show them who I really am. But, you know, that's not what it's about. The soldierization process is for everybody. You know, it's to get everybody in the same page. You know, at the end of the day, they're just like our teachers, and they're just trying to get us basically through all the hell that we were experiencing.
Beyond the Game is presented by Gatorade.
At the heart of Guam, there's one place where everyone comes together. Kmart, your American superstore, celebrating 30 years with you. To our brave service members, enjoy a special military discount every day as our thanks. To our local community, we've grown with you, bringing trusted brands at prices you love. This season, celebrate with us. From fiestas to family gatherings, we're your one-stop shop. Since 1995, we've grown with you. Here's to 30 years of memories, savings, and the spirit of Guam. Kmart, where everyone is family.
Time for your weekend birthday club shoutouts. Thanks to our friends at Codestone Creamery.
Saturday love going out to John P. Uggin, celebrating birthday number 54 on Saturday. We hope you have a great one. Your family is sending you their entire love. Happy birthday, John.
That's going to do it for us here on a weekend edition. Visit KUAM.com or follow us at KUAM News on social media for the latest news. For now, I'm Mitsuki Hirayama. Have a safe weekend.
The One Micronesia Show is